A duo who better be in the year in awards all over for commentary duo of the year. Well,
That's a fact.
actually,
That's a goddamn fact. I've been saying it too. I say I be saying it to them first though. I say it to them
well,
first.
this is the thing, right? So, I mean, as people who've been watching ASÉ since ASÉ won, ASÉ 11 is this Saturday at the Slingshot Social Club downtown, down in North Carolina. We'll talk about that in a sec. Watching the progression of the ASÉ product, which is already started out dope. Peace to Chris Lea.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Lee's been like the consistent voice on ASÉ. That you could call him the voice of ASÉ if you want. I don't know if he put that title on him, and I don't want to make anybody else mad for saying that. But he's been there. He's been the longest tenure. There was something about the combination of Swole and Chris Lea. I don't know what it is, because I mean, obviously when it's time for the Graps talk, it's time for the story talk, they're on point. The two of them, maybe like me and Fam, they like to get into them shenanigans, and when it's time to shenan, they gonna shenan again. And I think I appreciate that the most from them on the commentary. I'm gonna stop talking about them like they not here though. Again, to talk ASÉ 11 this Saturday down in North Carolina, we have the one and only Big Swole and Chris Lea. Matter of fact, where is my let me get my applause button. I'm still new to yeah, look at that. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the show, y'all. I thank y'all for being. How are Swole, Chris? How y'all doing?
I'm good. You know, Swole, you still muted, but no, I'm good, man. Just I'm blessed to be a part of this whole thing, and I think the very first iteration of what ASÉ was going to be, me and Swole were in those rooms talking about it in 2019. It just couldn't come together because we wanted to debut in June 2020. Obviously, obviously we know what happened there, and so it's cool to see it kind of become what it is right now. And so just blessed to have her as my partner. Blessed to be a part of everything.
Thanks. Swole.
Oh my gosh, Tito passed me a tissue. Oh. No, I'm doing great. And just to piggyback on what Chris just said, like ASÉ, we've been in the trenches, of course, dealing with the undergrounds with the first visionary like creation of ASÉ, just in the group chats, like, well, we're gonna do this. No, we talked about it, put the money where the mouth is, and I'm happy to say, like, sitting beside him every single show, I'm elated, like, to be underneath his learning tree, because Chris knows so much. He's so talented in every asset of voicing, asset of podcasting, of like sports anchoring, like anything, he puts his mouth to. Pause. He's gonna succeed.
Facts. No, well,
yeah.
It's because we spoke with Kaz, a former tag team partner with Chris as well, on the commentary desk, and he spoke about how amazing it was to have someone like, because Chris, I'm assuming he got the notes, but I mean, Swole, talk about what's that relationship, because you mentioned the ASÉ, I guess the larger group chat. I'm assuming the two of you have your own, corner of the world where you're speaking, and like what are those conversations like, especially leading up to ASÉ 11? Are y'all thinking about, how you guys are gonna, discuss certain matches? Like what's that relationship between the two of you specifically like?
Well, Chris and I, we usually get together, like we have group production meetings, of course, and then day of we just kind of connect. We kind of just sit down, say our pleasantry, how's the baby doing, how's the family doing, and then we kind of just lock in with each other. Like we'll check in throughout the day, and of course week of, check in with each other, make sure that we're on the same page, make sure everybody's got their notes together, and we just kind of flow. And that's what I love about working with Chris. It's just a fluidity about it. It's an ease in a sense to where it's easy, but I still want to do all of the necessary homework, so I don't sound like a goof next to this superstar.
Facts.
So really, because I haven't gotten to chance to talk to you, Swole, specifically about what because I've heard you on commentary a couple times for the culture. The transition from being an in-ring competitor to doing what you are doing now, how has it been difficult?
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's very difficult. It's like you look at wrestling, you're like, is it crack? To like, to steal a quote from my girl Lovely, like, is it crack? So it's like you're a fiend. You really want to get back into that ring, but I'm just happy to do anything in wrestling. My whole thing is that I was like, no matter what I do, I want to be able to have that passion where it almost brings me to tears. And still being in wrestling and still be able to call it on the other end and see it from other, lens in a sense. And that just brings a whole new world of love for wrestling for me.
Man, it's been cool seeing her go from the loud girlfriend in the audience to training to now AEW superstar, and then now my partner on commentary. Like I've been able to see her through the different iterations, and it was really cool. Like she was like one of the first things I remember the first time I wrestled in Charlotte or went to a PWX show. Just because like she just always brought the energy, and that's what I know her for, is the energy. And I think that's why it works, because she's just truly herself at all points. Like I don't feel like there's ever been any fakeness, with her at all, and I think that's what makes her work so well.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I got time to be fake. I'm trying to get into heaven.
we've had 10 of these, right? We've had 10 of these so far. We're looking to number 11. There already been several moments. Big deal moments, especially the last show. What are your favorite moments on commentary, and what are the things that kind of, cool to see each other kind of react to?
I think the one, it's funny, like after I do these, a lot of times I forget what happened afterwards. I have to go back and remind myself of kind of what happened, because it's like, there's so much going on in the moment. I'm worried about if things are on time. I'm worried if people are hitting their spots on time, if we got the right, camera angles, things like. There's a million things happening in my mind as it's all going on. But most recently, when I think it was Faye Jackson, was 2 shows ago, when Faye started twerking on Swole over there. Ooh. That was one of my favorite moments. Just because it was
man.
I didn't even remember what I did. I just had people send me videos of me.
This is what I was talking about when I was talking about shenanigans. This is what I was talking about.
What? And them shenanigans go shenanigans again and again.
Exactly. Always.
Listen, every time I've listened on commentary and goddamn face show up.
Exactly.
It's an alter. That's not Chris no more. That's Nasty Lee. Nasty Lee.
Hey, listen, fam. I'm gonna put you on to something. Back in the day, I used to be a nightclub manager back in the day. Whenever I was on tequila, that was my drink. They called me Jerome. Chris didn't exist after that. I was Jerome.
Said Jerome in the house. Not Jerome. Hey, watch your mouth.
What you doing over there in that trap?
Oh man, not Jerome's in the house. Yes, that is on the list of names in the episode. Oh man, well, fan mentioned there being 10 of those. Well, actually, Swole, was there a moment that you had on commentary?
That's really stuck out. It's really just the moments where he'll say something or I'll say something, and we'll pause and look at each other. And then remember that we're actually on commentary. Those moments when you have dead silence, we're 9 times out of 10 we're looking at each other like, please.
Y'all a little too locked in those moments.
A little too locked, because he knows, like, as soon as the Christopher comes out, like that's. We gotta cut it.
We gotta rein this back in. That's what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if it works that well all the time, but fan mentioned there being 10 of those, and now we're on to this 11th. And I mean, we were speaking a little bit before we hit record on this to go live. I don't want to sound like I'm saying too much, but like, this one feels different. I mean, I don't know if it's just. I mean, it started out with a fatal four-way for the ASÉ Women's Championship. There was, a change to that added. I mean, arguably, it added an extra element. You've got a whole match that's going to be determining, which combatant is going to be actually in the fatal four-way, in the main event. But even the rest of the card, it just feels like one of those tailor-made, ASÉ bangers. How are y'all feeling specifically about this card? Dare I say, compared to some of the other ones, but in general,
this feels like ASÉ, the mature version right now, because we've already have established characters that you guys have known and love, established storylines, and after Saturday night, we're gonna have a men's champion and a women's champion, and also the Pan African World Diaspora champion is there a lot. And there's something else you guys are going to be finding out on the show as well about another big piece of the future of ASÉ Wrestling. So it just feels like everything is just there's meat, there's something to fall back on. And I think one of the best things about wrestling is there's always that nostalgia play. And so now that we're almost 2 years in, we can now go back and like make a reference to something that happened before. And if you know, and it makes it, that much more special. So that's what it feels like to me. What about you, Swole?
Honestly, this is my favorite card to date. It really is. Like you said, the cobwebs have been dusted out. The pieces are all fitting together. Now we're really just putting the glue on it so we can put it up, in a picture frame and put it on the wall and be like, look what we did.
Facts.
The excellence is definitely flowing heavy. Now I feel like we've gotten into the groove of things at ASÉ, and I'm just excited to see where everything goes from here on out, especially leading up to the 2-year anniversary show.
Yeah, but damn, I just saw the date recently. That is because it was 2023 when things started going down. So damn. What is there? I mean, again, I don't want to influence because I know we've been ever since that ASÉ Women's tournament started, and then we got to that 4-way announcement. We've all in our BRP chat, we've been hyped. Is there a particular match on this card you are looking forward to? Is it not the main event? Talk to us, Swole.
I'm looking forward to the women. I honestly, I can't wait to see who exactly is going to be the first woman to hold this prestigious title. I'm looking forward to whoever gets to hold it and have those matches afterwards and tell her story. And I'm excited. Like it's been a while since I've been like organically excited for wrestling. And then ASÉ makes me feel so excited.
Yeah, which is crazy because I don't speak for myself, but watch so much pro wrestling. I guess it may just be the habit and the routine, but yeah, I think that feels like a big part of it. I'm hype for the result of this match and what that means for the future. Chris, what about you?
It's definitely the women's match, but just to say something different to pump up some other guys. I'm looking forward to Yaya versus LeBron Kozo, man. Those two guys have really been at work the last couple of years, and I think they're starting to get their just due. They're at the beginning part of that, and you can see their ascension. I remember when Yaya first started training, and of course, Swole was in the building for that one, and I remember I tagged with Kozo back in the day, back when I was wrestling for a little bit, and we'd go places together, and he would train with us at CWF on Sundays and things like that. And to see where he started, and he took a chance on himself and said, you know what, I know a little bit, but I'm gonna take the little bit that I know and pass it on to people. And people laughed at him. And now later on, he's got Griff Garrison in AEW, he's got Javon Evans in WWE, he's got Jackson Drake in WWE, and there's more to come. As well, and it wouldn't be surprised if he's signed at some point soon, and just with the work he's been putting in. And so it's been cool just to see the ascension of those guys. And that match, you guys will find out on Saturday, also will have some big stakes on it, because it can help determine part of the future of ASÉ as well.
Oh, see, y'all need to tap in. I mean, this is not
No
sponsored,
doubt.
but I mean,
You know what's cool?
hey, fam, I'm sorry. One second.
Oh, go ahead.
Get your tickets now. Get ASÉWrestling.com. If you can't make it, if for some reason you can't make the North Carolina, go to the. Make sure you subscribe to the Ashe YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say. What you saying,
Yeah,
fam?
this is the last one they giving away on YouTube, by the way, from what I understand.
You see,
Yeah.
Now, we've heard about you talking about the spot where y'all training. What is North Atlantic representative myself? How you feel about being from the Mid Atlantic and specifically the history of like Carolina pro wrestling, North Carolina specifically? And how does that kind of play into what y'all love is for wrestling?
I believe that wrestling, when I think of professional wrestling, I think of Mid Atlantic. That's the history, that's the heritage, that's where the superstars come out of.
Yeah.
People they bring their kids to George South. They he not going to them, the other way around.
Right.
So I think that just having that lineage and having the legacy behind it so that they can give what they have to the next generation is it's a big circle of life, especially when it comes to professional wrestling. And I love that Ashe is deeply rooted in the South and deeply rooted in North Carolina,
Yes.
so that we can have those grassroots promotions with the legends and with the live talent and stuff that comes through and like kicks it with DJ Still Will and stuff like that. And it just makes it a big family.
Yeah. I mean, wrestling for me in the Mid Atlantic, I see fam is excited over there looking at the game. I'm going back and forth myself.
Again,
Going back and forth myself.
For those not watching on YouTube, there is a Dallas Philly game going on right now. Yeah, they're tied up 7-7. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Chris?
No, for me, man, I think like the story of pro wrestling in North Carolina is also part of the story of my family. Like my maternal grandfather would grow his tobacco in Virginia, come down to Durham and sell it, you know what I'm saying, at the markets, take the money, go to Dorton Arena and buy a ticket and watch some wrestling. You know what I'm saying? My dad grew up in Yanceyville, North Carolina. His dad would take him to Greensboro to some of the old events in the 70s and stuff like that. And so I kind of grew up with a family that loved it. And so, from the very beginning of my life, I just remember just seeing it. It's always been there for me. And I had an opportunity to actually, wrestle and ended up, training next to guys like, No Way Jose, like Trevor Lee, you know what I'm saying, Eric Royal, Andrew Everett. And then we go down the road and then we see Adam Page being on events with us. We see Cedric Alexander being the king of North Carolina at the time, him and Caleb Conley. Swole, before and during her ascent into wrestling. And Darius Lockhart, so many different people kind of getting their starts around that time. And I just felt blessed to just kind of be in it and being around it at that time. And I'm glad that we're able to kind of take it and start something new with this and also center Black folks. Because one of the things, I'll say this, one of the things I tell people this story all the time, me and Darius were talking and we were just one time, I think it was like 2017, 2018, just about our journeys in wrestling. I'd been gone at that point. But it was always tough to hear, yeah, you're good, but we already have somebody on the show that fits your demographic. And what that meant was we already have Cedric Alexander on the show. Like that's what that meant in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And so that's this thing that I was like, all right, we can create something to where the elephant, we already addressed the elephant in the room. You see what everybody looks like. Now we get to be individuals and you get to see, how we are as different as people. Like there's so many different personalities, sizes, shapes, colors, people who, worship Jesus, people who worship the devil, you know what I'm saying? Like there's everything in between with that, there's foreigners, there's Americans, there's everything that's there. And that's everything we wanted to showcase, different, gender expressions, different sexualities, things like that. Like we're not a monolith and you can kind of, get a good grasp of who everybody is within these different bodies that look so beautiful and melanated
and welcoming. I mean, shout out Darius Lockhart on. I saw on Instagram somebody had asked about. I'm assuming they were a white wrestling fan. They were inquiring about going to an ASÉ show, but wondering if it was. I guess they thought if you weren't black, you weren't welcome at the show. I mean,
everybody can come.
I mean, Darius had to let them know,
come next to me. You come sit next to me, but you gotta drink whiskey.
Don't act a fool, because somebody will take off their belt. I don't know who.
No. You've been threatening. Now, speaking of since the beginning, you've been threatening people at ASÉ since the very first show.
Threatening. I've been promising.
Folks. Laying down the law. Laying down the law.
She means it.
Like the good shepherd, like the good prophetess that I am. Hello. Somebody got to do it.
Well, I mean, hell, is there anybody on that ASÉ roster that may need some regulating? We're in interesting times here. I mean, in a world where Darius Carter's a champion, he said he doing what he want when he want.
Well, that's what he be thinking.
Oh, everybody got to answer.
He might be the one that needs that regulation, right?
That's what I was wondering. He's the one.
Yeah, actually, he is the one. He's the one I'm usually grabbing by the ear throughout the whole entire day. So yeah.
He tries to do whatever he wants to do. He shows up late. He's arrogant the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's all those things, man. It's come on.
Yeah, brother think he can show up in a suit and it'd be all right because 25 minutes late to the meeting that was supposed to start 5 minutes ago.
All right, lovely.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that can happen. I know one thing. Math is around that Khan Isaiah Bronner match. That's going to be a problem. That's going to talk about a super problem, right? Because I love Khan. I've been waiting for this. I like the vision. I like where they're going with it. But Bronner, that's a bad mamma jamma. He ain't no joke. He ain't no joke whatsoever. It's almost crazy that is not the main event on the show, but that ASÉ Women's Championship match is a little too strong. I'm gonna ask a question. I don't know if everybody's prepared. Anybody got any favorites in that match? Who y'all think's gonna be holding that women's title? Who's gonna be that inaugural ASÉ Women's Champion?
Man, it's so tough. But I feel like I'm leaning towards Savannah Evans right now because, she's from Charlotte. That's her city.
Hometown.
I was going to say I'm a little biased as well. I think she's pretty fantastic. So that's my OG tag team partner 2 times in 2 different factions. So I'm going with Savannah Evans as well.
It really feels like this could be her time right now. You know what I'm saying? And she's been putting in work too. She's somebody that I also think that hasn't gotten her just due in pro wrestling as much as she probably should have. Right. And now that she's here in a force in ASÉ, hey, she might be taking over the women's division. So I don't know. It'll be tough. It'll be tough not to. You even saw Alexis Littlefoot said she put her money on her as well. She did the parlay.
Yeah. I mean, when your nickname is the Cannibal, I mean, it's hard to vote against you. But
exactly. Hello.
But it's I mean, again, there's some problems in there. Again, you talking Charity King, you talking Karen Bam Renee, and you talking whoever wins out of Maya World versus Leah James. It's actually it's low key an amazing look. Not just that what's going on with black women in pro wrestling, the indie scene, with everyone, just women in general. I mean, just wrestling in general. I think it's just a really dope showcase of what can happen when you're not worrying about anything but telling good stories and putting on good matches, I think.
So what's also kind of an interesting thing is we have, since the very first ASÉ show, we've seen folks on several TVs getting busy, going crazy all over the place. Who who are you guys excited about that you have seen outside of ASÉ, and then who do you see kind of moving forward from who is around right now?
As far as people who've been in ASÉ, who've moved forward?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Manny Lowe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Manny Lowe is great. And I think he's got a good stick about him, and he's got good character. And you could teach somebody the wrestling moves, but you can't teach charisma. And he has that by the boatload. So I'm excited to see where he goes with his career.
Yeah, he's on a pre-show. As far as somebody who's been in ASÉ before, I love seeing what Kevin Knight is doing. He's not done with ASÉ. He's coming back. There's going to be more, but like that's my dog, man. We were in Cleveland at the same time, and when AEW was there, and I was there for NABJ, and we just didn't get a chance to link up. But we were hitting each other up, and I was just telling him how proud I am of him. But to piggyback off of what Swole said, there's a lot of fresh blood that's coming into ASÉ. A lot of talented wrestlers that have not been platformed as much yet or at all. Manny Lowe is one of those guys, one of Cozone's students, one of those guys that probably could be signed at any point. There's a young kid by the name of Jaquan McNair. I want y'all to get familiar with that name.
Okay.
He was at the pre-show 2 shows ago in the big 6-man scramble.
Okay.
He didn't win it, but he's a former 3-time NCAA Wrestling Nationals qualifier. He's literally 3 years in a row was like maybe a couple wins away from winning a national championship in college wrestling. And recently did a tryout with WWE during SummerSlam weekend.
Okay.
We don't know how long the brother's going to be with us, right? But he's young in it. He's only been wrestling for a year. One of Lodi's students out of Charlotte. But as long as we can have him, we're going to have him there. And he's very impressive in the ring, and could be one of those next big stars that you see in the future. And I'll say also, like, somebody to look out for, Dante Khalifa, man. Like that kid is really coming up. You're going to start seeing him a little bit more with ASÉ, and kind of like what Swole said about Manny Lowe. It's not just the wrestling; he's got the personality, and he can talk and all that. So, and shoot, I'm gonna shout out Ugly Gang, like my man said right there, like especially Zay Vega and Jordan Holt, because like those young guys are coming up as well. So it's so much. This is a really exciting time in ASÉ because there's so much newness that's coming, but then also there's so much that's already established. And I'm just excited to see how everything kind of melts together.
I was gonna say, except that Audacity Ugly Gang match, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I hadn't seen a lot of the brothers in Audacity before ASÉ, but I'd heard a lot about them. Being able to see them work on them shows it's been beautiful. So yeah, I can't wait to see them mix it up.
So I have in Treehouse. They are innovative.
Yes, yeah, no, to say the least. To say the least.
Yeah.
I'm not ignoring Rayhan. I'm not ignoring Rayhan. Lovely. We know. I'm gonna let you take back your boo. Back your boo. I'm not gonna ignore him. That's my guy. We had a lot of fun together in Vegas. That's my guy.
Nah. That's one of the people when Swole heard that song, it goddamn. She almost lost that goddamn mind.
Lord have mercy. That cream pie.
No, it's catchy.
It's catchy. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Like, you know what I mean?
But you know what? It was easier to swallow because of Carly Bravo's song. What you give it? It was easier. I was like, you know what? 2 bops, a Birkin, another Birkin. Same, but different.
That's out of control. So there is, just talking about the things that are coming up. There is another match on that pre-show that I am deeply invested in, and I'm going to be on the opposite side, as there is an NC versus MD. DC, you know what I'm saying? Situation going on. There are a lot of my guys, that I know from up here from Fight. You know what I'm saying? My Grim. I see Eel isn't going to make it, but instead they got my
Elijah
brother,
Friday.
man, listen,
Shout out.
I cannot wait. I'm excited about this match, brother Moses. You know what I'm saying? And Dino, it's going to be all right. Almost call her first name. I never call her first name either.
Twos, U's, and booze. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm gonna be out there. I'm 24 hours. I'm gonna be out there.
You'll be right there with you.
I'm behind this internet for long. No, but like I am excited about that match, but there seems to be somewhat of a relationship between ASÉ and Fight, seeing that the PAWD is being defended, man. What can you guys speak to that relationship and just the folks from up and down the road?
Yeah, it's just I think Darius loves the idea of the Pan African World Diaspora title. Like it started up there, but it doesn't necessarily belong to anybody. It belongs to us as a collective, and that's something that he wanted to highlight and to put in the forefront. And that is a genderless title, because we know that it's been held by men, it's been held by women. So Trisha Dora is the first person to ever hold that title. So I think that's a big part of it. And also it's just just showing love, man. Like we're based in Charlotte, but it's always cool to expose the local crowd to folks that they may not get a chance to see on a regular basis. And I think that's also one of the cool things. And I'm glad that it's happening on a pre-show, because now that I think we've got our groove with this venue that we're at, Slingshot, we're going to get back to the musical performances. So like that first 2 hours from 4 to 6 is really just vibes. You're going to see some wrestling. You're going to hear some music. You're going to, be able to dance. Like you can twerk on somebody, you have somebody twerk on you, watch somebody get body slammed over there. Hear my man, Steel Wheel on the ones and twos. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be a nice little vibe before the actual show starts. And I think that's a great way to kind of ease in some new people. And I'm excited to see the folks from DC up there.
You mentioned the venue. I mean, is y'all gonna continue being at Slingshot? Is that gonna be a partnership? Because y'all been in a number of spots, over the last couple years at this point.
Yeah, Slingshot is definitely been great with us. We're definitely going to be there in October. I think we're going to be somewhere different for December, but I would expect Slingshot to be a part of the rotation for sure.
Listen, how is it Swole calling your old man matches?
That's a good question.
It's a lot of fun, my level, I guess my theme when it comes to commentary is more storytelling. It's not, I'm not play-by-play, I'm color, and I'm a little bit of a heel too as well. I'm not going to tell you that everybody rocks, and it's not going to be the case. If the shot, it's coming up low, I'm gonna call it. But when Cedric's in the ring, I can't help but be a little bit of bias. There's a little bit of bias there, and just seeing him, just seeing him work is already wonderful.
Right.
Because I see it in a different light, because I see him as who he is, Cedric Johnson, in all assets and facets of him.
I like to call people
and
names,
right, like yes. So calling it is very special. So sometimes I forget that I should be calling it. Because I get so mesmerized and just watching. It's very entertaining in that ring. Like you just never know what's going to happen.
Can I say something? I just want to give Cedric some praise. Cedric is legit one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm not saying that because Swole's here. Like when I was starting to train, I was able to meet him at I think it was the first show that Cozone ever threw. Actually, Cedric was on it in Eden, North Carolina, and I was training at the time. Met him briefly. Saw him at a Ring of Honor show at Greensboro Coliseum. Met him briefly there, and it was cool for me seeing somebody else from North Carolina just wrestling at the level that he is. And one of the things I told him after the June show that he was there for is like, I feel like he's he's the perfect wrestler in the way that he gives you what is needed for a match. Some people try to do too much. Some people don't do enough. But for whatever spot that you're on the card, he gives you exactly what's needed for it. And that stretch of time at PWX where he was having dream match after dream match after dream match, literally still to this day, the best match I've ever seen in person happened in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at Ziggy's with Cedric Alexander went against AJ Styles. And I was just really hoping that WWE would like notice what they had, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. And, but I'm glad that he's going to be able to tell stories in a different way and kind of be used and utilized in different ways across the Indies and TNA, because like that dude is legit, like just one of my favorite. Like I'm also in awe when I see him in the ring, because it's not just the moves. He tells a story with what he does in the ring, and he's so good at doing it, and he's been so good at doing it for a very long time.
Yeah, it's interesting to see these types of runs now. I recently watched his match. Was it the House of Glory match he had with Mike Alexander? Banger. And just being able to see him be able to, at this point in his career, start to just, well, I shouldn't say start, but be able to have a space to tell those types of stories across the Indies and whatever match he's in has been.
I don't think he's ever had a bad match. I don't think he's ever had a bad match.
I don't think I've seen one.
I've never.
He just like went crazy at that the TNA pay-per-view that was down the street.
Yeah.
He did.
People don't, when you talk about some of the best workers in the ring, like a lot of times just in general, you don't bring up a lot of black men, but like, or women, but like you're gonna have to start putting Cedric Alexander in those, like especially in this era right now.
Yes,
like, I literally put him up against everybody. He just needs the right opportunity to show it on the right stage. And we saw what he did, like him and what's my man, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. They made the Cruiserweight Classic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not Mustafa, the my man from Japan. I can't. Kota Ibushi.
Kota. They
made that
match.
They made that, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that was the match that really got me invested for the entire tournament, man. And,
that match had everybody geeking.
Yeah.
I remember being at Raw for my spot with Naya, and the next day, Tripp stopped me. He was just like, "Were you there? Were you there for the match?" And I was just like, pipe down. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my gosh, if 9-year-old me, I got Trips geeking out over my husband's match. Like, it's crazy. Like, everybody saw that magic and was just like, that dude's got it.
He got it. Still,
he's got the passion and the heart for it, and he loves the artistry of it. It's right.
I think that's it. You said it. He's the artist. You know what I'm saying?
He's the artist.
Sometimes, when the artist isn't appreciated when they're around, and we need to stop and sit and watch and appreciate this brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm glad. It felt similar to watching when Shelton finally started doing his indie dates as well. They've been able to really tour around and get their shit in without having to worry about that stuff. It sucks that that's the situation, but it's beautiful that people are still able to go out there and work at a high level. Gosh, speaking of working at a high level, I think we gotta get this show on the road, and we know that we gotta get y'all back to y'all group chats and making sure y'all ready for this Saturday night. Slingshot, North Carolina, ASÉ 11. Where are the damn? I'm still learning this new system. No, I'm kidding. But there's a lot of bangers on this card for real. ASÉWrestling.com. Most importantly, I don't want to say most importantly, but that ASÉ Women's Championship Tournament final, that fatal 4-way. Whoever wins between Maya World and Aaliyah James versus Savannah Evans, Charity King, Karen Bam Bam Renee.
Jossie versus Darius Lockhart, Yaya versus Kozone, Ian Maxwell versus Cedric Alexander, you know what I'm saying? Broner versus Khan. And then we have great pre-show matches as well. Keith Mack and Zuka King versus Starwear Fashions, Ashton Starr and Zamir Zuriel. And, of course, Team North Carolina versus Team DC. Team North Carolina has Dante Khalifa, Jaquan McNair, Bojack, Manny Lowe. And then you got Mr. Grimm, Elijah Friday, Andino, and Moses on the DC side, man. I'm excited to call all of that.
It's about to be crazy.
Facts.
Mambo sauce out y'all niggas, man.
There you go. You're gonna come back. You're gonna come back with a crate of this. Before we let y'all go, Swole, where can the people find you on them good social medias?
You can find me on Instagram at the Big Swole, on Twitter at Swole World for TikTok as well.
And brother Chris?
Chris Lea TV. My last name is spelled Lea. So make sure you go check it out. Chris Lea TV on Twitter and on Instagram, I guess X, but whatever. On this Twitter, it's still Twitter.
The mama name in Twitter. Call it Twitter.
Facts.
It's Twitter. It's Twitter.
To the day they're going. At ASÉ Wrestling, everything ASÉWrestling.com is their website. Thank y'all for coming through. You ain't gotta go home. I don't know where you are right now, but y'all gotta. Sorry, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here. I'm sorry. Wait, what you say, Chris?
I said I'm at work, so I'm gonna get back to work.
Facts.
I got some TV to do. I got some TV to do tonight.
That's
do that.
Okay.
Y'all take care. Y'all take care.
Yeah.
Facts. Peace.